F1 is back after a week off. It's time to go to a double header, and they are both at other sides of the Asian continent. Before the Bahrain Grand Prix, we have the Japanese Grand Prix. Let's talk Suzuka. I will start off with the schedule because daylight savings has kicked in Europe, so timing is getting a bit odd now. Either way, we'll start off with local time. FP1 11:30 to 12:30 on Friday, FP2 3 till 4. The same for FP3 on the Saturday, then qualifying on the Saturday 3 till 4 before the race starts at 2 PM local time on Sunday the 6th of April. In terms of UTC then, that means that FP1 and FP3 will be starting at 2:30 in the morning, and FP2 and qualifying will start at 6 in the morning, with the race starting at 5 AM. For us in the UK, who are on British summertime, that means that FP1 and FP3 start at 3:30 AM, FP2 and qualifying start at 7 AM, and the race will start at 6 AM on Sunday the 6th of April. And in terms of support series, before we get into anything else, there are no other Formula cars on the support series this weekend. In fact, the support series that we have are going to be the Ferrari Challenge, which I believe is still the 488 Challenge Evo. It's a bit like a GT2 car. Likewise, the Porsche Carrera Cup Japan is also there. Though, given that the races for the Carrera Cup are 10 laps or 30 minutes, I'm not sure. They might be GT4s instead of GT3s. But either way, they're both going to be a fun watch. In terms of the weather, because that throws up all kinds of arrays in Suzuka, we are expecting a very low chance of rain on the Friday, with a moderate chance of rain across the Saturday and Sunday. Hopefully not as extreme as we have seen before, where qualifying has been postponed to the Sunday morning. But when it rains, it can absolutely pour at Suzuka. And that's due to altitude, it's due to the region, due to various other geological factors, and the impact that it will have is also quite pronounced because this is one of the tracks that has a higher variety in terms of elevation. Turning the clocks back 12 months, there was a Red Bull 1-2 here, with Ferraris 3rd and 4th, Lando Norris best McLaren in 5th, with Piastri down in 8th. 6th was Alonso. Elsewhere we had George Russell in 7th, Sir Lewis Hamilton in 9th, and Yuki Tsunoda for the RB in 10th. Now, we might not expect that same picture this time around, but you'd expect the McLaren to be a bit further up. It could be a good one for Red Bull, though. I mean, the Honda powertrain has been pretty good around Suzuka the past few years. I mean, Max won his second world title here, albeit with weird circumstances about the point system. And it's the last Red Bull-Honda pairing at Suzuka for a while, because Honda will be going over to Aston Martin next year. Which means it could full well be the last chance that Yuki Tsunoda has with a Honda-powered car to get a top performance. And what an opportunity! It's his debut with Red Bull. Him and Liam Lawson have swapped around. Lawson back to RB, Tsunoda up to Red Bull. I've talked about it a couple of times now, but essentially Helmut Marko says the reason why is to try and rebuild Lawson's confidence and to give Yuki the opportunity to prove himself. Now, Helmut Marko is Helmut Marko, and also maintains that Tsunoda is a changed man in 2025 and much better than they thought he was before. I think that he's been doing alright. I think they just know how difficult that second Red Bull is. So I hope it's not too bad for Yuki. Because I can tell you what, Checo being 12.5 seconds off of Max at the end of last year, that stat is going to come up at some point over the weekend when they compare Max and Yuki. And in terms of other ones to watch, well, the Ferraris, they were 3rd and 4th last year, as in Sainz and Leclerc were. They're going to need to try and get some points on the table to salvage any hope for title bid after 2 dismal weekends, which included a double DSQ for the first time in the team's history of all things in China for the Grand Prix. Mercedes will be hoping that their good form to start the season off will continue, but I would expect to see them probably running between 6th and 8th. I reckon that's probably the best place to place the Mercs at the moment. And then to round out the top 10, I don't really know. It could very well be Alpine's weekend and they finally get points on the table. But Williams have been doing alright, and their increase year on year has been good at the tracks we've been to so far. So I'm not sure. What I will do, however, is ask you to leave me your thoughts in the comment section down below. On that note, thank you so much for watching, folks, and until next time, it's bye-bye for now.